All right, let's talk about AI and your money. It's the topic, right? It's absolutely buzzing everywhere. But it's this world filled with just incredible, over-the-top hype and also some really complex, kind of tough realities. So today, we're going to try to separate the dream from the actual data.
You know, it all kicks off with this promise, a really powerful, kind of intoxicating promise. You see it in books with these wild titles like The ChatGPT Millionaire. And the message? It's simple, it's seductive. Making money online has never, ever been this easy. I mean, that's the dream that's got everyone's imagination fired up.
But just as fast as that promise is made, the skepticism creeps in. You hop onto forums like Reddit, and you see the real questions bubbling up. Someone just asks, plain and simple, has anyone had any luck with AI trading bots? And that one question, it just brings all that incredible hype crashing right back down to earth.
Okay, so first, let's really unpack that big promise. Let's look at the dream of becoming an AI millionaire.
The vision they're selling is crystal clear, right? You just set up an AI tool. Maybe it's a trading bot, maybe it's something using ChatGPT, and bam, it becomes your own little passive income machine. It does all the hard work, all the data crunching, all the boring stuff, and you just sit back and collect the rewards. It's the ultimate fantasy of automated wealth.
But you know how it goes. When a dream seems a little too good to be true, you start to see the cracks appear if you look just a little bit closer. So let's start peeling back the layers on this fantasy of effortless money.
And here it is. This is where the hype smacks right into a wall of cold, hard data. The dream being sold is 100% automatic profits. But the reality? Well, according to sources that actually track these things, a whole lot of investors are left feeling, and I'm quoting directly here, disappointed by the failure of these so-called automatic solutions. The two sides, they just don't add up.
This brings us to a really simple, totally common-sense question that a Reddit user posted about these get-rich-quick bots. They asked, if it worked and brought them a lot of money, why sell it? And that's a huge flaw in the logic, isn't it? If you really had a machine that printed money, you wouldn't sell the machine for a few $100. You'd be busy printing money.
And that leads us to this really powerful insight from financial experts. A machine, no matter how ridiculously fast it is missing something critical. As one analysis puts it, the machine really does need a consciousness to navigate financial markets successfully. It can spot patterns in data, sure, but it can't understand context or nuance or why a market suddenly panics. It lacks that critical thinking.
So, this isn't the end of the story. This is actually where we get to the big reveal, a much more powerful and, frankly, more realistic way of thinking about AI and finance. And that is the Human-Machine Alliance.
The new model that's emerging is all about a smart partnership, a division of labor. The human, that's you, provides what we humans do best, the big picture strategy, the critical thinking, the foresight. Then, you let the machine do what it does best, execute your strategy with lightning speed, process insane amounts of data, and do it all without any emotional bias.
So you see, this is no longer a battle of human versus machine. It's about becoming human plus machine. And this new way of thinking is giving rise to what the experts are now calling the augmented trader. That's a professional whose own skills are amplified, not replaced, by artificial intelligence.
And listen, this whole augmented model, it isn't just for the active minute-by-minute trader. Nope, it applies to a much, much bigger idea. How we can all invest in this technological revolution that's happening all around us.
Think of yourself as an augmented investor. You use your human brain, your foresight, to set the strategy. You spot the big, world-changing trends. And then you can use AI to analyze the data and confirm your hunches. For 2025, for example, analysis is pointing to huge megatrends like AI itself, green tech and renewable energy, and of course, health and biotech.
And of course, some timeless, old-school investing principles still apply. AI can be a fantastic tool for managing a portfolio, no doubt, but the actual strategy of diversification, spreading your investments across things like stocks, bonds, real estate, and alternatives, that's a human decision. It is a foundational strategy for managing risk.
This model even extends beyond investing to how we work. Meet the augmented freelancer.
They're using tools like ChatGPT not to replace their skills, but to multiply their productivity. We're talking about writing, coding, or creating marketing campaigns maybe 10 times faster. That lets them deliver way more value and, in turn, boost their own income.
Okay, so let's bring all this home. Let's focus on your role in all this. Because in this new world, understanding the reality of risk and real investment is more important than it has ever been.
To be an augmented investor, you've got to speak the language. And a key term you should know is standard deviation. Now, don't let the fancy name scare you. It's really just a simple way to measure risk and volatility. All you need to know is a higher number usually means higher risk. It's a basic tool, but a really powerful one to have. And let's be absolutely clear. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Doesn't matter if you're using an AI bot or buying a piece of real estate. Every serious investment has serious costs. The get-rich-quick schemes love to ignore this part. A real venture needs real capital for things like acquisition, renovations, marketing. This is the grounded reality that sits on the complete opposite side of the hype.
And this all brings us to the single most important takeaway from all of our sources. You have to stop searching for the shortcut, for the magic formula. As one financial publication puts it, very bluntly, there's no point in searching for the magic formula. It doesn't exist. Real success isn't about finding some magic AI bullet. It's about your smart, strategic work amplified by these incredible new tools.
So, we'll end with this thought. AI can be your financial co-pilot. It can process information faster and execute commands better than any human ever could. But it can't decide on the destination. That's your job. You're the pilot. So the real question is, where are you telling it to go?